Welcome to video 3. We're going to be looking at the Facebook app in this video so that you can actually learn how to use the app to create your stories. So the first thing you want to do is go to your Facebook business page on your mobile phone. There are two ways that you can access your stories. By clicking on your profile picture where the plus is there. So you click on there and you get the option where it says create story, view your profile picture, or choose a new profile picture. So you would click create story and it will open up your story window for you to start creating. You can also access your stories by rolling down a bit further down your page to the your page stories. If you click that, it opens up directly into your stories. You don't get an option to change your profile picture with this one. Now I just want to run through the basics on the screen. So the normal button gives you the opportunity to take a photograph, press and hold to do a recording, or you can have the boomerang option, which is an option where you record something and it almost creates a little GIF out of it, but it boomerangs forwards and back. So we'll show you that in a moment. And then you also have another video option where you can press and it will record. So the video option and the normal option are quite similar, but with the video option, you can actually pause it and then carry on and create different options. So you could move around the room if you wanted to, or do different angles or something whilst you're recording. Okay, so let's discard that a second. So let's go back in. The cross at the top means that you can close it down without it being posted. The option to turn your camera around means that you will look at me, so it will look at you. If you go back, it's the other way. If you have this one, this little clock, it sort of helps you to take photographs with different weather. So you've got your flash, you've got no cloud, you've got cloud, etc. So let's just pop that back to where it was. The settings up here, you can click that and it gives you some options to save your shared photos automatically. So automatically save your photos and videos to your phone when you share them. So if you're taking your pictures for your stories instantly and you want to save them to your file, then you can do that as well. You can also report if something's not working. So that's worth going on to if you don't see one of the features. If you do that, you click on it and it will ask you to take a screenshot and then say what the problem is. So if you're not seeing the links, you could probably let Facebook know that that's what's happening. So let's just close that. So let's cancel that. Then at the very bottom, you have this face. Now this is so that you can put masks on your selfie image. So a lot of them, it varies on what you want to do. They do tend to want a face, so you can't really do it with animals, but they also give you some nice borders as well, and you can do lots of different things with them. So there's a little bit of choice in there. If you don't want a mask, you just click the don't want it. You also have the option to pull photographs from your own camera roll as well. So if you might have prepared a story in, for instance, Planoly or Later or Canva, and you've transferred them to your camera roll, you can then bring them into your stories. Okay, so that's the functionality of how to do the story. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at clicking on the story now so that I can show you exactly how to upload one tile of your story and all the different features that you can use. Okay, so we're in the story and I'm going to take a photograph of my laptop as I'm recording this video, just so that you can see how the camera works. So you just take a photograph and it then keeps the still for you on the screen. What you can then do, if you see at the very top, you have a like a post-it note. If you click the post-it note, it gives you some options to add to your story. Now you'll see in comparison when you watch the video on how to use the Instagram app that the Instagram stories have a lot more features than Facebook stories, but you can still utilize what you have on offer inside of Facebook. So you can add a location. So you can search for your location. So I could pop that I'm at Bommy Media, and you can move that around the screen by just putting your finger on it and moving it around. So let's just rest it there. If you don't want something on the screen, you made a mistake, you just drag it down. You see how the little dustbin has come up at the bottom. You just drag it over and it swallows it up. So let's just do that again. Location. And then, so if you're out having a nice dinner and you want to put a story of what you're eating or where you are to big up the local restaurant, then you can pop the location on there. There are other options. You can have a name, you can have how you feel, you can have the weather, so you could add on some local weather where you are. You can also do a poll, so you can ask a question and get people to answer yes or no. You can actually change the yes or no to awesome or something like that, you know, whatever you want the answers to be, and then you can ask the question, or you can just have it without. So if you don't want that, you just drag it back into the bin. Now, the other feature is that you can write text, so you click the little letters and then you start typing what you want. Now, there is a little thing here, it says simple. You click that and you can change the font to what you want. Then you can have it with a background and you can change the colour of the background. There's a little bit more limited in here. There's only a spectrum of colours to choose from. Then once you're happy, you click the little cross and you can actually move the writing over left, right and centre. You can also have it half faded on Facebook. So you can have no background, solid background, half faded background. So let's leave it with the solid so you can see it. Then you click done. And again, you can move this around the screen however you want it. So let's just stick that there. You can also make it bigger and smaller by pinching and making it up and down like so. So I'm pinching with my finger there. So let's just pop that there. Brilliant. Then you have this squiggle, which means that you can choose a colour from the palette and you can actually squiggle on your picture if you want. If you don't like that, you just click undo at the top left hand side. I'll show you that again. You can change the texture if you want. So if you don't like it, top left hand corner, there's an undone button. This one, I'm not sure what that one does. So then you've got this and this. So you can have the paintbrush however you want it. So let's just do it like that. You can also fill it in. Right, so if you don't like it, again, you undo and it comes through on different sections. You have to undo every time you take your finger off the screen, that's one section. So there's two sections there. Okay, so then just click done. Now the biggie with Facebook, and not everyone is seeing this at the moment, is that little link at the top right hand corner. So you click on that little link and you're given some options. So we've got shop now, book now, get directions, learn more, or call now on mine. Now, shop now means that it will take you to the link that's inside of your about section, which goes to my website. And I've actually created an individual landing page that brings people to where I want them to go. You can't see the link showing up on your own story, but you can see it outside of your story if you're viewing it as somebody else. So if I take the link off, you see that's what will show up at the bottom. Remove this button from your story, and then you can choose a different one. Now, book now also takes them to a page on your website. So the URL that you have in your about section is really important when you're using your link. So I'm just going to remove that. So you just click the bottom little remove. Just check that you guys can see that. And then I'm going to just remove that button from my story. And then I'm going to just add learn more. And that's going to go to my website. So once you're happy with all the features that you've put on your slide, now remember that we will be going over content later on in this series. And it is recommended, well, the most recent research shows that having between 3 and 7 slides is quite a good number. And anything after 5 slides, viewers' attention tends to sort of slip away, a bit like a video. The first bits are the most important and then it slips away. So if you can condense your story into between 3 and 5 slides and then see, looking at your insights later, what the uptake is. You could, if you're getting engagement all the way through your slides, add another one on if you wish. So once you're happy, you click add to story, which is the shortcut to your story. So you see how you've got the plus. If you want to go next, it will give you an option to add it to your news feed in your page as well as your page's story. So I wouldn't recommend you do this. I would only recommend that you do this onto your story. I wouldn't recommend that you do it into your news feed as well as your story, because you're creating content for your story which is different to the content on your page. So you click your page's story and you click share now. So what happens is that will go into Facebook, and then if you refresh your page, you will see down the bottom here that you now can view your story. So if I click here, as you can see at the bottom, I'm going to just hold this a second. It says your button will appear to viewers here. And then what happens is that you have that add screen. So we'll do it again. You have that add screen at the bottom right-hand corner. If you're going to add another slide onto here and you want the link on that slide, you don't want to go through that option. So if I was to click that option now, in a second, and I was to take a picture again, let me just take one of this so that you can see the background properly. You see at the top right-hand corner, the link option has gone. Now, if I were to go back into my stories from the original way, which is here, clicking on the plus sign, and I take the same photo again, you see how the link comes up on the top right-hand corner. So if you're trying to do your stories with this new feature of the link and you're not seeing the link, make sure that you're going into your stories from the section at the underneath here. So either go in here or go in here, but don't add to your story from inside your story. Okay, so that's the features that you can use, how you use Facebook's app on its basic term.